It will mean continuity of service, yet probably some changes for healthcare in Greater Hazleton as a noted name in medicine moves in. Lehigh Valley's acquisition of Hazleton Health, our top story on News 13 at 4:30.
From the Samsung Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Good evening and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kathy Bazinski. Touting better health care and few changes, the Lehigh Valley Health Network revealed today it will absorb the Greater Hazleton Health Alliance. Stephanie Gorney was there for the big announcement.
We are pleased to announce the affiliation and potential merger of two great healthcare institutions, the Greater Hazleton Health Alliance and the Lehigh Valley Health Network.
Healthcare in the region will soon be provided by the Lehigh Valley Health Network. At a news conference today, the network and the Greater Hazleton Health Alliance announced that they've agreed to a full asset merger. When it's finalized, the two medical providers will join together to continue to provide healthcare to the area residents under the Lehigh Valley Health banner.
This agreement between Greater Hazleton Health Alliance and Lehigh Valley Health Network is really, I think, a giant first step in enhancing health and well-being of both communities.
The needs of the community are going to continue to grow, and the officials within the alliance believe that this merger will allow for the practices provided in Hazleton to grow as well.
And working with us to build up what we have here, to provide more robust services, to expand services, to bring physicians and technology and access to resources that on our own we would never have the ability to achieve at that level.
Now, while this merger may worry some people in the city of Hazleton, the Lehigh Valley Health Network assures the community that they have merged with other hospitals in the past and have had nothing but success.
We took over Lehigh Valley Hospital Muhlenberg, then known as Muhlenberg Hospital Center. And what's happened since then is building a 7-story bed tower with all private rooms, and we have brought more and more and more specialty services to that facility.
Health Alliance President Jim Edwards also assures the staff within the alliance that no jobs are going to be lost, but instead are going to grow.
The nation is about how to provide access and quality and have people have confidence to come here for their care as we go forward. So we would clearly anticipate growth. Growth means more jobs. That's good not only for healthcare, but it's good for the community overall.
The merger should be official within the next couple months, once it's approved by the Pennsylvania Attorney General. Stephanie Gorney, News 13, Hazleton.
Well, one thing that Greater Hazleton area desperately needs is an infusion of good family-sustaining jobs. That's what State Senator John Yudichak emphasized when he spoke at the Greater Hazleton Chamber's red carpet breakfast this morning. The senator expressed his concern for the loss of jobs in Hazleton and spoke about how to create and invest in job growth strategies. Yudichak said that rather than focusing on the privatization of the lottery and liquor stores, Governor Corbett needs to concentrate on job growth opportunities by investing in health care and transportation.
I think as folks get more into the issue and they recognize the job loss, they recognize the impact in their communities. I mean, liquor privatization, there's no question. It's built right into the governor's plan. Crime is going to go up. We don't need higher crime rates in northeastern Pennsylvania. We don't need more strain on our local police departments. We need to help our local law enforcement. The Chiefs of Police Association, matter of fact, has come out and opposed liquor privatization in Pennsylvania. We need to pay attention to those that are on the street, whether it's the folks that have operated small businesses like the beer distributors or the police on the beat, and recognize liquor privatization is a bad deal for Pennsylvania.
The breakfast program was sponsored by PPL and was the fourth in the Chamber's legislative update series. Well, it's an unfathomable story. Somebody broke into an organization that helps young people in our area and took just about everything of value. It's left United Charities and the kids it serves in rough financial shape. And Christina Papa is in the studio with the details. Christina?
Thanks, Kathy. United Charities is a giving nonprofit organization dedicated to helping make the Hazleton area a better place. So when someone broke in overnight to steal from their headquarters in West Hazleton, they were shocked.
Why? Why? We're here for everyone. We don't turn anyone away.
The burglar that climbed a tree to break in through the window ransacked the place when they got inside.
And it kind of hit at our core, because we're here as a helping agency, and we were, somewhat taken aback that someone would take from us.
And they got away with nearly $1,000 in gift cards and cash. 15 young boys ages 8 through 20 live at the home next door. Executive director of the children's home, Betsy Erzillo, says the money the burglars took belonged to those boys.
So really, we don't keep any big amounts of money here, but we do have the boys' money that they've worked and earned or were given as a gift. That's what they took. They took from the boys.
The charity is dedicated to helping those who need financial and mental support. Betsy says there was no reason for anyone to steal money from them. People in need just have to ask for help.
I've taken out of pocket to give to them, and they know that. So just ask. Ask me. Ask us. That's what we're here for.
The burglar did leave evidence behind. He or she cut themselves climbing through the window, leaving evidence all over future fundraiser 50-50 baskets that the charity had to throw away today. United Charities did close their doors yesterday and today because of the break-in, but Mary Angie says they'll be back tomorrow better than ever with a new window and a 24-hour patrolling officer on duty. Now the charity says the community is coming together to help raise the money back for the innocent children who've lost their savings in this burglary.
They rally round. They know our boys have been through so much, and they open their hearts. We heard from the school that they're going to buy prom tickets for everybody who needs a prom ticket. Another person said, I have $1,000 I want to donate. I mean, this is the Hazleton. This is what you have in this community.
United Charities is still planning to hold a fundraiser with plenty of raffle prizes on May 18th. Anyone with questions about that raffle can call United Charities, and anyone with information about the break-in is asked to call West Hazleton Police. Kathy?
And I know, Christina, we also have terrific people in this community, and they're going to come out even better and support that auction, I'm sure.
They already have. So
absolutely. Thanks so much. Well, the fate of 44-year-old Gail Schneider is now in the hands of the jury. She's on trial for arson, even though she denies that she set the fire that destroyed the Lantern Lane complex from which she was evicted. Matthew Petrillo with more from the Luzerne County Courthouse.
Victims of the blaze, along with the jury, patiently sat as both the prosecution and defense took a generous 2 hours each to give their closing statements. They agreed this case is an important one because more than $1.5 million of property was damaged and lives were at stake. The defense argued there is reasonable doubt in the case, saying Gail Schneider neither had the motive or opportunity to commit the act. But the prosecutors say the defense argument is just hot air. Prosecutors began their closing statement saying Schneider had the motive, opportunity, and means to do it. Now, the prosecutor doesn't have to prove motive, but she insisted that the defendant had a clear dislike of the landlord, plus some of the tenants. Schneider was evicted from the apartment after carving the word die on another tenant's door. The prosecution asked the jury, quote, what person carves die onto a person's door? A person who holds grudges, a person who retaliates, unquote. The prosecution also cited the defendant's several lies. Schneider told a trooper after he questioned her that she was evicted due to a noise violation. Schneider also lied about her location the night of the fire. She said she was in Cunningham at the time, but she was in fact seen drinking at a bar, Cousin Joe's, just down the street from the apartment in Cunningham. She also lied where she parked, telling an officer she did so on the street. Now, while at the bar, she actually parked on Lantern Lane in the lot where the apartment sits. The defense maintains the fire isn't an arson and could have been an electrical fire. The defense also argued the trooper lied in court because they have a lot at stake. But after the 4 hours of closing statements today and days of testimony, jurors now have to decide whether to charge Schneider with endangering lives and property damage. Matthew Petrillo, News 13, Luzerne County Courthouse.
And still ahead on News 13, enjoy today's warm temps because the highs are going to drop after the rain. We'll tell you where they'll land in News 13 weather. But first is the key to saving money and the environment, carpooling. One local resident thinks so, and we'll tell you what he's doing about it coming up on News 13. Well, transportation in Luzerne County can sometimes be difficult. Buses only run during the business hours, and there's no regional rail system at all. But as Matthew Petrillo tells us, one man trying to change all that and bring some cash to people on the road.
Cars whizzing by an overcrowded parking lot. It's an all too common occurrence at many workplaces. But to entrepreneur Chris Hackett, it's an opportunity for a new startup.
Driving to work is actually a relatively expensive endeavor. I mean, price of gas at $3.50 a gallon, insurance, maintenance, those kinds of things. So it's very expensive.
So we built ridetowork.com to defer some of those costs.
Buses in our area don't provide very good coverage. We obviously have no subways or other transit systems like major metros. So this is leveraging the people that are already currently commuting with individuals that need rides.
Now, he first found out about the problem here at his own factory. I2M runs 24/7, and the first shift is at 6 o'clock in the morning. Now, some workers had difficulty getting here on time, but he hopes his new service will help them and others in the area.
Actually, here at our manufacturing plant, I know a number of our associates ride together, and this is a way of trying to help that situation between businesses.
To sign up, you first build a profile as a driver or a rider. It costs $5 for a one-way ride and $7 for a round trip. Almost 400 people have signed up, and Hackett expects that number to grow. There's a number of benefits. Drivers who get paid don't have to declare the money as income, Hackett says, so they keep it and don't have to pay taxes on it. And it also keeps parking lots less filled and the air less polluted.
This certainly reduces one's carbon footprint by ride sharing and working in that fashion.
The user-friendly website can do even more than that. It just might make you a new friend along the way too. Matthew Petrillo, News 13, Mountaintop.
And time now for our regional weather from the National Weather Service. Checking the radar. There's that rain we're talking about. Chance of showers and thunderstorms right through tonight, so don't forget the umbrella. Creative Condition Tonight reminds us April showers bring May flowers. It's by Emily Myers, a first grader at Valley Elementary. And there she is strolling in the sunshine among all of her pretty posies. Now let's take a look at News 13 weather from the National Weather Service for Greater Hazleton. For tonight, showers and thunderstorms through the evening, right through the overnight with a low down to 35 degrees. And for Thursday, mostly sunny with a high about 56. Chilly at night though, low down to 34. For Friday, sunny with a high near 55 and cold at night, low down to freezing. And for Saturday, partly sunny again, a high of 62 though, climbing into the 60s there. Overnight, low around 41. And then for Sunday, partly sunny with a high near 61 degrees. On to Schuylkill County tonight, showers, thunderstorms right through the evening into the overnight, low getting down to 40 degrees. For Thursday, mostly sunny with a high near 56, but it'll be clear and cold at night, low dropping down to 34 degrees. For Friday, sunny again, but a high only about 57. Cold overnight, low down to 34. But Saturday finally hitting the 60s, mostly sunny with a high near 62, overnight low dropping to 39. And then for Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 63 degrees.
SSPTV Sports on News 13 with Fred Barletta Jr.
The MMI Preppers have been playing pretty decent baseball so far this scholastic season. The only problem when you have a school like MMI with the small enrollment, you've always got to show up with your A game. You got to have the timely hitting, you got to have the good defense, and you got to have good pitching. And if any one of those components aren't there, well, your game's in a little bit of trouble. I know a lot of people say that happens with everybody, but let's go out to the MMI field, the beautiful MMI field over on the north side. And here's a play. We'll show you exactly what we're talking about. You'll see a ball hit that, you figure this play should be made. But not only is it a miscue, what's going to happen here, as you'll see, it actually is going to come back, and what should have been routine turns into a run for the Hawkeyes of Hanover, and that's kind of the way it was. Now, add to that, Hanover was really throwing the ball well. They got a really top-notch pitching performance, and MMI could manage just 3 hits throughout the entire game. And so, as we said, when that's happening, then, well, you can't afford to make any defensive mistakes at all, and you've got to have some outstanding pitching of your own. And although the pitching was good, it wasn't good enough, and Hanover would continue to score some runs and run away from the MMI Preppers. Final in this one, Hanover, 6-0 winners over the Preppers of MMI, but keep in mind, as I said, MMI has been playing much better baseball, and even though Hanover's not a Quad A school, MMI is the smallest school in the conference enrollment-wise. They get to play all teams size A and their own. They're going to be just fine, particularly in the playoffs. Down in the Schuylkill League, showing you that shutouts were on the order of the day. The Blue Raiders put a 10-run rule shutout over Panther Valley. Let's go over to softball Schuylkill League, where we got ourselves a much closer game. North Schuylkill wins this Donnybrook 7-6. The final in this one is Kayla Bolinski scores the winning run on a miscue. Meanwhile, Marion, no trouble over MMI. 8-1 the final there as Abby Hill helped lead the way of an 8-hit attack. Southern Lehigh, meanwhile, too much for the Tamaqua Lady Raiders. 9-1, Southern Lehigh with the win. To the tennis courts, Worcester-Uhas, straight set winners. Hazleton area wins 4 of the 5 against Valley West, and they come away with the win, puts them 1 win over the 500 mark for the year. Meanwhile, a little bit closer, Jim Thorpe edges out MMI in non-league competition. They win 3 out of the best of 5. Lots of action going on today. The order of the day, beat the storm that's coming. Hazleton area tied for first place in the conference with Berwick. They're up at Wyoming area's Atlas Field. Meanwhile, Schuylkill Havens at Monoy, Tri-Valley, Marion, North Schuylkill, Pottsville in the Schuylkill League. The Lady Cougars undefeated so far in softball. They put that on the line today at home against the Dogs of Berwick. Schuylkill League, there you see, you got a couple of games. Monoy, Minersville, Marion, Tri-Valley, and North Schuylkill and Pottsville. Down on the track, Crestwood in town, Hazleton area. Hard to believe this is the final home track meet of the year. They'll have their last 2 duels on the road. Meanwhile, Minersville and Tamaqua. Tennis action, Wyoming Sem in town to take on Hazleton, MMI, and Tunkhannock will tangle. And in volleyball, Tamaqua, Pine Grove in the Schuylkill League, Lake Lehman, Hazleton area, that one down at the McGeehan Gymnasium.
What would you do to get your child to read more? Well, the principal at Arthur Street Elementary School is going to be jumping out of a plane, and she's here with us right now. Miss Morgan, can you explain what made you decide to do this?
It makes me nervous, as you've been saying it. This summer, one of my teachers was here speaking with me about what we could do to get the students at our school to read more and to get the parents to read more to the students. And she asked me, what would you do? And I said I could jump out of a plane. We gave them an incentive of 3,000 books, and they surpassed that by the beginning of February. And to keep the incentive going, we're adding more of the teachers volunteer to do it if the kids keep reading books. And our parents and students have been doing such a great job. We have Miss Frumpkin's class that we're standing in front of. She has 638 books just from her class alone.
So it's going to be June 6th that you'll be...
June 1st.
June 1st you'll be jumping out of a plane.
Weather dependent.
Okay. Well, good luck to you. We're actually going to go speak with some of the students now, see what books they've read and what they're looking forward to reading. And now I'm with those students who have read so many books to get Miss Morgan to jump out of the plane. Over here, Adrian, you're in first grade. How many books have you read, and what is your favorite book that you've read?
Wicked Ralph.
What is it?
Wicked Ralph.
And how many books do you think you've read?
200.
200. What about for you?
Gotta see it. I would say Flatstain, the original.
Mm-hmm. And how many books do you think you've read?
I don't know. I would say 300.
What about you, Hannah?
Big Black Bear, 300.
And what about you, Hope?
Well, my favorite book is really easy. It's called How to Be a Ballerina. Mm-hmm. And I think I read about past 150 books.
Wow, that's awesome. And Hope, you're only in first grade. That's amazing. What about you, Alex?
The Principal from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah?
And I think I read 420 books.
Wow, that's a lot of books. What about you, Cameron? How many books have you read?
I would say about 120.
Wow, 120. And what's your favorite one that you've read?
The Mitten.
What is it?
The Mitten.
The Mitten. All right, cool. And then what about for you? How many books have you read, Julio?
302.
302. And which one was your favorite?
Just Look.
Just Look. Awesome. You guys read so many books. So, Hannah, can you tell me what was the reason for reading all these books?
For Miss Morgan to jump out of the plane.
So do you think that you're going to want to read more books after this project?
Yes.
Yeah, very cool. Thanks, guys, so much for sharing all your favorite books. That's this week's District Newsmaker. We'll see you next week.
And that's News 13 for your Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining us. You can catch this newscast again with rebroadcast throughout tonight, or just go to News 13's website anytime, SSPTV.com, where you'll always find the local and regional news you need and the community news you want. For the entire News 13 team, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kathy Bazinski. Have a great night.